Intuitive Thoughts, February 24, 2025. All right, before I get into this, I did let you guys know that I did have a bunch of things that came through yesterday, and I wanted a little bit of clarification on them before I came out to you. I did not exactly get the clarification I was kind of hoping for. I did get a little bit more on one topic, but I don't know if it's related or if it's not. And so I'm just going to tell you straight up what it is that I saw. Driving home yesterday, I had a vision of a bridge collapsing. And as I looked a little bit further into the energy of that, what I really saw was that either the foundation was crumbling or there was boulders that had let go that had been holding it up. I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, it's the, Golden Gate Bridge because you had a thing about San Francisco. I really don't think it's that. This bridge feels older, and it feels more like the foundation underneath went away. I asked specifically, was there an explosion? And I got implosion, that it implodes. So I don't really know any more details other than that. I don't have any locations or anything like that, except for this morning after I woke up, because clearly it didn't come through in a dream. This came on the way to work. I heard London Bridge is falling down. And I do not think this is the London Bridge. So no, I'm not going to be that specific. But the phrases after that, take the keys and lock her up, that was significant. And it led me down this rabbit hole of, I thought that I knew what that song was about, but then I looked it up online and come to find out that I was a little bit wrong. So I don't necessarily think it's about, I thought it was about, King Henry locking up his wives before they were killed, and that they were not supposed to be, they weren't guilty of anything. They were just locked up. I thought it had something to do with that, but then I found out that the history was wrong. And so I might have to think about that one a little bit more and then come back to you on this. I don't run with that, but just know that I'm putting that out there, that I heard that today. Whereas I asked for clarification last night. My dreams last night were all over the place. I'm not sure what was going on. There was like a stomach virus that was going around and was affecting a lot of people in school systems, especially in the high schools. And that was like my dream last night. But anyways, the next thing I have is that there is a thaw. The ice is frozen thick, but there's a thaw and running water underneath the thick ice. So no matter what you think you see on the surface, just know that there's running water that is thawing from the inside out. And that's important. And I literally saw the water and the bubbles running underneath, and it was thawing underneath. And then that led me back into the other thing that I had said probably about a month or maybe a month and a half ago, that stop trying to blow the surface of the sandcastles. You can't tear down the sandcastle anywhere near as effectively by blowing on the surface. What you want to do is you want to hit it with water at the base. And the erosion of the sand underneath, the foolish man built his house upon the sand. The dumbest man on earth built a sandcastle. So let's focus on the underneath. Stop trying to blow surface off the top, and let's focus on the underneath, because if we can get rid of the foundation, then there is no sandcastle. So the ice running underneath, the water underneath the ice, and that tie in together. They do go, because I got a symbol saying that they are connected. Yesterday, so this is the other thing that happened on my drive home yesterday. Twice, it wasn't just once, it was twice, I saw this bumper sticker on this vehicle in two different locations. So one was in Connecticut and the other one was on the Jersey Turnpike. And I could have sworn this bumper sticker said Army Corps of Engineer. But when I got up closer, it didn't. And I couldn't figure out, why was I thinking that? So again, that's, it means something. There's never any coincidence. So my thinking is that somehow Army Corps of Engineers is involved in something. So when I was on the Jersey Turnpike and I saw that, right after I saw that, I saw a caravan of military vehicles on the Jersey Turnpike, which is probably, I don't know, I'm not sure when the whole reserves things meets. My thought in my head was, I wonder if they're all coming home from reserves. But what I think there is something that is involved. Like they're connected somehow. And when I got up to the bumper sticker, it didn't say that. Like it just didn't say that. And so the first time that I saw it, I was like, okay, whatever. I read it wrong. But the second time I saw it, which was on the Merritt Parkway, was a completely different vehicle, a completely different situation. Wasn't even thinking about that. Saw the same thing, thought it said the same thing until it didn't say the same thing. And it all matters. It all means something. And right after I saw the one in Connecticut, I didn't see a military caravan. I was passing a one of those rest stops on the sides, and I saw a civilian vehicle, but the person who was pumping the gas was in a military army uniform. All of it matters. It all matters. There's no such thing as coincidence. So I'm not really sure, but I have a feeling that there is something going on under the surface, because I think that also ties into the ice, that there's something thawing from underneath the surface, which is why I was so incredibly like laughing so hard this morning about, the performance at the governor's ball. I can't stop laughing over that. Okay, but I'm going to stay calm now because I have stuff to get through. All right, I don't want this to be too long. I asked again about March before I went to bed last night. I got up this morning. I heard Blind Melon's 3 is a magic number. If you were my age, you grew up with Schoolhouse Rock, you know that that's a song. And again, that's what I heard this morning. 3 is a magic number. And I also had this thing where you see one person's perspective, and maybe this is the reason why I'm getting the other side's videos on my FYP, because maybe if I look and watch what they're saying, I'll understand their chaos. And why there's all sorts of negative stuff being said about March, because I literally am just not getting that. And I'm not really sure why some people are seeing it, unless what I think is good news to them is chaos and bad news. And maybe that's the issue. I'm not sure though. So, that's where I'm at on that. And I also had this other moment driving into work today and it was triggered by the fact that I asked my son to clean his room. And then I had this moment of reorganization sometimes comes out of chaos, and that when your kids take all their furniture out of their room and leave it in the hallway and then reorganize their room and put it back in the bedroom, those moments of that hallway garbage it freaks you out, and it's frustrating. But at the end of the day, all the dishes get put back in the sink, all the laundry gets washed, all the garbage gets taken out of the room. And even if you need to rearrange that room to go put it back the way it was when it was done, all of the garbage and the grossness that had built up over time in that bedroom, and whatever it is that inspired your kid to clean their room, that energy starts the fact that we can get it back to a place where things are where they're supposed to be, and things are clean, and things are starting from fresh again. Not from scratch, but from fresh again. So I think the reason why I'm so calm in all of this garbage that's going on right now is that it's basically the kids are putting all the furniture and everything out into the hallway and they'll be putting things back into the bedroom one piece at a time. And all the dishes will get washed, and all the garbage gets removed, and everything gets vacuumed, and everything gets dusted. And even if I have to go back in there and help them rearrange the furniture back to the way it was originally, at least the garbage is out. And maybe maybe that's why we're not feeling so anxious. A lot of us intuitives are not feeling anxious. We're feeling calm. We're feeling like things will be okay. We just got to get through this process of the kids dumping everything in the hallway. And kids aren't usually that smart about it. And you know what? Furniture is going to get broken in the process, because it always does. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. But I do have a couple of other things. I might have to do a part 2 because I'm running out of time. So that's it for now.